Hello everyone, we are in Nigeria, Lagos, the city I love. I am Dynast Amir. I'm with my friend Grace, my beautiful friend Grace.
Guys,
I'm so happy to see Grace.
I'm happy to see you too.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. So guys, you've heard him. I'm in Lagos with Dynast Amir. Dynast came in yesterday.
From Benin.
Dynast is a Nigerian, born in America, raised in America, but who has found
His roots
in Nigeria. So today I'm here to speak with him and just, get into his mind and get him to share some of his experiences traveling in Africa and being an African born in America. So
a displaced African who happens to be in America.
Okay, tell me, how did you find yourself in Africa?
So, long story made short, in 2011, I was making good money. So a friend told me, Fitzgerald Stevens, who, for those who follow me, subscribe to my page, Searchforuhuru. You guys know Fitzgerald. He suggested that, instead of working so much, I need to take a vacation. So originally, I was going to go to Brazil. I was going to go to Brazil and get and chase a bunch of beautiful Brazilian women and just have fun and party. But the trip ended up not happening. So a friend of mine said, Dynast, you really need to go to Tanzania. Go check out this country called Tanzania. You'll love it. So I started to research Tanzania, or Tanzania, however you call it. There's a island, beautiful island, called Zanzibar.
Zanzibar.
Yes, there's also
the famous Zanzibar.
There we go. Famous Zanzibar. At the time, I was living in LA, and there's a club in LA called Zanzibar, and I didn't know Zanzibar was a real place. So I went. I fell in love, and I'm like, you know what? I want to travel throughout Africa because, the images they share in the west of Africa is that of poverty, famine, disease. Little kids walking around. Look at this is beautiful. Look, we got palm trees. Look at the palm trees. We have palm trees. Africa is beautiful, but the images we get, disease, famine, war, little kids running around barefooted with AK-47s, malnourished with the big bellies. That's all we got. So when I went for the first time in 2011, I'm like, oh my God, I need to figure out a way where I can make money. Why would you want to live in America when you could live in a place like Zanzibar, on the water, or here in Nigeria, which is beautiful, Freetown, which I absolutely love. Why live in America when you could live in beautiful places at half the cost? So, I just started to travel throughout Africa. I've been to like 15 or 16 countries now. So
that's impressive. Okay, so having been to Africa, having been to Nigeria, you've been to several African countries, but you've particularly found yourself liking Nigeria.
Yes.
And what attracted you to Nigeria? What really made you choose Nigeria?
I think my personality, I fit right here in Nigeria.
How?
I don't know. I'm very, I don't know, like upbeat, aggressive. Hype, I fit right here. My personality, I fit more in Nigeria.
So does that mean Nigerians are more aggressive,
Of course.
have more aggressive outlook towards life, or?
Yeah, exactly. Nigerians love the hustle. Nigerians love to work hard. Not saying Africans don't work hard, but Nigerians, they work hard. They hustle. The most successful. Right now, the most successful people outside of sports, as far as black people, right now are Nigerians. As far as when you talk about innovation, right now Nigerians are leading in innovation. I just wish that this innovation will help more, will benefit Nigeria more versus it benefiting the West. Because every time I hear about a Nigerian creating something, they're either in America or they're in Europe, and America and Europe, they benefit more than Nigeria itself. But, like I said, Nigeria now is the hub of innovation. Bright minds are coming out of Nigeria. And like I said, overall, Nigeria is a great place. It's the blackest country on the planet. What do I mean? There are 200 million black people in one country. So Nigeria should be leading the way, but there are some things that, you could say internal and external forces that don't want to see Nigeria succeed.
That brings me to the next question I wanted to ask you. You are singing praises about Nigeria being a good place with amazing people, but that's not always, the feedback we get as Nigerians. A lot of people, even other Africans, tend to view Nigerians as bad people, corrupt people, but you are saying something. You are saying differently.
I would say this: the Nigeria diaspora, there are some that make Nigeria look bad versus the Nigerians in Nigeria. So I understand there are some in the diaspora who will rub you the wrong way, or who would paint Nigeria in a bad light. But when you actually come to Nigeria, the people are friendly, the most friendliest people you will ever meet here in Nigeria. But outside of Nigeria, sometimes they don't represent Nigeria properly, and that will rub people the wrong way and keep them from wanting to come and explore Nigeria.
But I always say this, that there are bad people from every country.
Right.
There are bad people in America, there are bad people in Kenya, in Ghana, and all over. But I get upset really when the emphasis is always on Nigeria, Nigeria. So I think this is one thing we need to correct. That there are bad people all over the world, there are good people all over the world, and Nigerians are no exception. So I think we need to address that. Guys, let's get this straight. There are bad people all over, just as there are good people. So the few Nigerians out there doing bad do not represent the entirety of the Nigerian citizens. Like I said, you travel.
Well, I would say this too. Well, Nigerians have the largest population. Largest black population on the planet.
I think Nigeria makes 20% of the entire African population.
Right, and then Nigeria has the largest diaspora on the planet as well. Wherever you go, there's a Nigerian.
Because we love to travel.
Exactly.
We love to discover new places. We love to explore and take opportunities. So we are all over. So
outside of Black America, Nigerians are the most visible. So with that being said, because Nigerians are the most visible, obviously because when a black person is doing something negative, the media is going to spotlight that more than the positive. So that's why, just the few bad apples, Nigerian bad apples, get more of a platform, because that's just the way media is. And in turn, it paints Nigeria in a negative light. But Nigeria is beautiful. You have to come to Nigeria.
Come to Nigeria.
I was in Benin. I'm so close to home. I got homesick. I was in Benin Republic. I didn't have any plans on coming to Nigeria this trip. I was going to come back to March. I was just here in November. But I was in Benin Republic. I said, you know what? I need to come home. Just next door. I said, I got to come home. Okay. So I came home.
Welcome home. Okay, so you travel across Africa, telling the African story from your own perspective. Why is that important to you?
Well, again, first time I went to Africa, again, the images that are painted by the media of Africa is negative. So I wanted to change that. So, I just didn't want to just come and vacation. I also wanted to show people, like, hey, this is really Africa. But I primarily focus on the culture, because I think a lot of Africans as well is they are compromising their Africanity in the name of modernity, being modern. They think you can't mix the two. But if you go to China, as Chinese modernize, they still keep their culture. But when I started traveling to Africa, I noticed it was no different than Black America. You walk around the streets of Dar es Salaam or Joburg or Nairobi or the Lagos or Dakar, you see men, skinny jeans, Gucci, Louis shirts, weaves, wigs on the women, so it's like you shouldn't have to compromise your Africanity or who you are to modernize. And I think that's where Africans are somewhat making a mistake. That's why I focus primarily on the culture.
Guys, I did mention this. Dynast is also a YouTube creator. He has a channel, so go check him out. He documents a lot of his travels on his channel. Very beautiful. So go check him out and see what he has there. So based on your travels and the stories you tell, about Africa, how has the feedback been? Like, how has the reception? Do you think it has been worth the effort so far?
Yeah, I mean, I love it. Even if the feedback, I mean, everyone's not going to agree with what you do.
Yeah.
But, out of all the people who disagree, I have more who agree. And it's nice to get an email or a message saying, hey, Dynast, you really inspire me to go back to. Even Nigerians are messaging me, hey, Dynast, I was never going to go back to Nigeria, that godforsaken place. I did not want to go back. We suffer in Nigeria. But, since I started going and coming, I have Nigerians saying, Dynast, I now want to relocate back to Nigeria because it's going to take Nigerians to fix Nigeria.
Of course.
So,
absolutely. So now I want us to talk a little bit more about others.
Okay.
Right? So how do you think Africans can foster better relationships with others? Because, there's this disconnect. There's usually this misunderstanding.
Right.
Others feel like Africans do not like or welcome them and vice versa. So how do you think, first of all, is that even true? If that's true, how do you think we can foster better relationships?
Well, I would say this. Me, at one time, I supported ADOS. And let me tell you why. I agree that the United States government owes a debt to the descendants of slaves who built America. I agree with that. Now, the anti-immigrant, especially the anti-African immigrant rhetoric, I disagree with. I think the problem I have is now ADOS will have a lot of anger and resentment towards African immigrants in Africa, but they don't have that same resentment towards white people. The white people who enslaved you, kept you in bondage, there were laws on the books by the United States government specifically in place that marginalized black people, that white people made. Literally black people in America were considered non-human. We weren't even considered human to the late 1800s. And to this day, we're still not treated equally. So the problem I have with ADOS is you don't want to reconnect with your African brothers and sisters, but you don't want to separate from the white people who enslaved you, raped, murdered, castrated you, forced you to work, forced you to work for free on plantations. The inhumane treatment completely stripped you from your culture, religion, identity. You're not mad at them, or you claim to be mad at them, but you're really not. But you have all this anger towards Africans. That's the issue I have. No, again, I agree that there's a debt owed by the United States government to descendants of slaves. I agree with that. But as far as the direction it's going in, I completely disagree with it. But as far as coming together, it's to the point now where I think that the hardcore ADOS, or I'll call them Captain Black Americans, they don't want to come together and work things out. And again, the argument is, well, Africa isn't reaching out to us, which I think there could be a better job of Africa reaching out to the diaspora, and it being more, I would say, not surface level like your return. I mean, your return is great. You come.
I'm actually going to get to that as well.
Okay, but you say Africans don't reach out to us, and again, there could be a better job doing that.
But now, what really can Africans do to better that? What can Africans do to get the African diaspora, the adults, want to repatriate back and settle in Africa?
I think the main focus has been citizenship. All the red tape for some countries. Some countries it's not as hard, but I think the problem is a lot of ADOS, because Ghana is the most popular country, that as far as relationships building between the diaspora and Africa is viewed through the diaspora building with Ghana. So if there's a lot of red tape as far as citizenship to get in regards to for ADOS getting citizenship in Ghana. They take it as if it's a representation of the entire continent. Like right now, Sierra Leone, if you could prove that you are of this ancestry of any of the tribes of Sierra Leone, you could get your citizenship. There's ways to get it in Rwanda. There are a ton of ways to get citizenship in Africa, but again, is a lot of people don't want to do the work and they don't want to build the relationship. They just don't want to do it. They expect it just to be given to them. But then
you
they
have
want
to make the effort. You want to show the willingness to even come.
Exactly.
At least come visit, see the place, and then start taking steps towards wanting to come back. Express that willingness, and I think if we see that willingness on the part of adults, I think the government will be moved to do something like giving citizenships and maybe fast tracking, expediting it, and making it easier for adults to obtain citizenship of any African country of their choice.
Right. I agree.
Ghana has successfully implemented the year of return. A lot of African Americans, I was in Ghana in December, a lot of African Americans were in Ghana, and it was just a pleasant experience, just seeing how much they were having a good time in Ghana, how at home they felt being in Ghana. But some people have some reservations about, the whole initiative. I don't know. What do you think about it?
I think it's a good look. I mean, I would rather spend my money in Ghana or Africa versus France or England. No one has reservations about doing year of return in Europe. I know that's an oxymoron, but I see black people in Greece, Italy, France, the UK. No one has any reservations doing that and spending your money in Europe. But for some reason, when it comes to year return in Ghana, people want to call it a hustle or a scam. People are very negative towards it. But I would rather see black people spending their money in Africa versus Europe. But I think with the success of year return, Nigeria, there's no reason why Nigeria should not have their year return. Especially if you look at the history of the slave trade, the majority of the slaves came from Nigeria.
Yes.
They came from Nigeria. They were probably marched to Badagry or Porto Lagos, or even because during the wars between the Home, which is present-day Benin Republic, and the you had the Oyo Empire, these Yoruba kingdoms, they were at war. So a lot of Yoruba slaves were captured and shipped out of Ouida. So if you're of African descent, you were probably
from
Nigeria, Benin
Ghanaian.
Republic. Well, not even Ghana. No, seriously, not even Ghana. You're primarily from.
We're also taken from Ghana.
But if you are of African descent, you are more than likely Nigerian or from Benin Republic or Sierra Leone. The Sierra Leone, Senegal, primarily Sierra Leone area, and the reason why, because of rice. So on the east coast of America, they were planting rice, and the people that knew how to grow it were the Africans from Sierra Leone. So again, Nigeria, Benin Republic, Sierra Leone, that's probably where your roots come from. So there should be no reason that Nigeria does not have a year of return. They need to have a year of return.
Well, recently there was a flyer making the rounds on the internet.
Has that
Nigeria,
been? Is that?
No, but I actually have a video up on that already, guys. So check it out. I spoke about that. Nigeria has not declared the year of the door of return. I think that's just some mischief makers trying to put something out there. But I'll be glad. I would be excited if Nigeria declares any initiative that will get the African diaspora to come back. Year of return, door of return, gate of return, home of return, whatever return. If it's declared by Nigeria, I think it's going to be more than welcome. I know Nigerians will be excited to open their doors. We love to have people. We love to welcome people. So Nigerian government, if you can declare that, it will be good.
It will be a win. You have nothing to lose.
We need the skills, the technical know-how, and all that our black family, the diaspora, have to offer to develop this country. So I mean, declare it. It's a win for the continent and for every one of us. So by all means, Nigeria, you should declare a door of return. Now you are a citizen of Nigeria,
right?
And you've been to Nigeria several times. What would you say your experience in Nigeria has been?
It's been great. It's been great. I mean, every time I come to Africa, it's like I have to figure out a way to get to Nigeria. You know, like I said, I wasn't planning to come this trip, but I was so close. I said, you know what, I'm coming. Nigeria was the first country to officially receive me home. Like, this is my home. I'm a Prince Oba in the kingdom of Uhuru, Nigeria, in Osun State. So that right there tells you I was received well.
Can you tell us a bit about your coronation?
No, it was great. Guys, go to my page, my YouTube page, search for Uhuru. That's search for Uhuru, Uhuru. My coronation is on the page. So my roots come, so I have, because of how complex the slave trade was, you know, us of the diaspora, we have roots all over the place. So in West Africa. So I'm Yoruba, primarily Yoruba and Mende in Sierra Leone. So my Yoruba roots were traced out of Osun State in Uhuru. So because of that, I was one of their lost children who returned back home. So my Yoruba name, my full name is Dynast Amir, which means Abefe means deeply loved. Adewale means the crown has returned home, back to Uhuru. So that was the name given to me. So, you know, once it was discovered that my roots come from there, I was coronated as an Oma Oba, or a prince.
Oma Oba, prince.
Oma Oba in Uhuru.
Okay.
So, and I also have a chieftaincy title in Ile-Ife.
What is it?
Akala Akitiri in Ile-Ife, at our temple, the Akitiri temple in Ile-Ife. So, guys, all the content is on my page.
Like you said, go check it out on his channel. Go check it out there. So now, a lot of people say Nigeria is not safe. Oh, don't go to Nigeria, they'll kidnap you. And tell me, has anybody threatened to kidnap you?
No, I haven't had any issues. No kidnappings, no robberies. Nigerians are friendly. They're so friendly, so helping. You know, now Nigerians could be aggressive, but you know, don't be offended or
The truth is, we are aggressive. We are aggressive towards getting what we want. So whenever it seems like something is in the way, we push that aggression towards it to propel us to achieve that goal, not to harm people. Guys, don't mistake that. Please don't mistake that. Our aggression is always towards achieving those set goals and just getting better and being better. You know, so don't mistake our aggression towards success for aggression towards people or aggression to do, you know, bad.
Right. So, like I said, the people are friendly. You have to come visit Nigeria. I think people are missing out on visiting Nigeria.
What business opportunities do you think exist in Nigeria that people can invest in? So because people ask these questions a lot. Okay, so I want to do business in Nigeria. What business opportunities are there for me? And not just a brief overview of what people can invest in Nigeria.
I think me personally, I'm going to focus on media and real estate. I think media is very important. Why? Because the media has brainwashed a lot of you to not come and visit Nigeria.
I agree.
So media, and you can get started like what Grace is doing, like what we're doing. Just everybody has one of these camera phones. I mean, these are almost as good as like real cameras now, or even better. And just upload your content. And I think grassroots level like that is impactful. You know, we might not be as big as the BBC and CBS but you know, no one really watches TV anymore. The majority of my content is on the internet, on YouTube. So media and real estate, land is very important, you know, so that's what I'm focusing on. But you know, there's so many different opportunities. Agriculture is huge. Agriculture is huge.
But that's a sector that is underutilized. You know, back in the 50s, in the 40s, agriculture was very big in Nigeria. Nigeria had a lot of, you know, foreign exchange coming through agricultural produce that were exported. But people have abandoned agriculture. But guys, agriculture still holds a lot of potential for investment in Nigeria. So if you're looking to come invest in Nigeria, you can also consider investing in agriculture. I mean, livestock, crop, and all of that. So on that note, guys, we are going to call it a day here. Like I've said, Dynast also has a YouTube channel. Tell them about it.
YouTube channel is Searchforuhuru. Searchforuhuru. That's Uhuru. All one phrase. Searchforuhuru.
The link is in the description box down below, so check the link there.
And then go to dynastyamir.com. Dynastyamir.com. Go there as well. So yeah, that's, and also tour coming up March 20th to the 26th here to Nigeria. We're having a tour. If you're interested, for those in the diaspora, please hit me up. Go to dynastyamir.com. Send me a message in regards to the tour.
The 1 year of your coronation, right?
Well, so we're celebrating the 1 year anniversary of my coronation.
Okay.
So if you guys would like to join us, we're having a tour.
I'll be there, guys. So make sure you go. Make sure you sign up. Check the details, like you have said, to sign up and be in Nigeria. We want to welcome you. Thank you guys for watching. If you've not subscribed, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell beside it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Bye bye.